Looks like she doesn't know what to do. Maybe I should suggest the... Oh, what? Oh, what? Social media? You wanna do that? I wanted to suggest her to do something good. But now she's just laughing at her phone as she looks at funny pages in Instagram. And now she's doing TikToks. What about her other work? What about her assignments? This isn't really good of her to do so. She's asleep? Wait, she isn't. It's bedtime and she's still looking at her phone. Look, she's yawning. It proves how sleepy she is. I think she should just head to bed because she's already dozing off. Is she serious? She's looking at her phone when she's going down the stairs? That's dangerous. Look, she nearly tripped. She's going to stumble if she keeps this up. It's her online class. Oh no. Is she going to look? She's going to look at her phone while she's in class. Oh no. I think she's texting her friends. That's not a good thing. You're supposed to be studying. You're not supposed to use it, especially when you're in class. Stop! Don't laugh. Hey, it's her friend. Oh, she got mad. Why is she annoyed? And now her friend is hurt. She's clearly addicted to her phone. She has to stop. She's so addicted to her phone that even her pet is feeling upset right now. Poor cat.
Addiction, a strong inclination to do, use, or indulge in something repeatedly. It's 2020. 94% of Americans own a cell phone. The average person spends more than 24 hours per week on their phones, with younger millennials and Generation Z spending 5 hours or more per day on their devices. And while addiction may be somewhat of a strong word to use for this habit, it's something that I think needs to be discussed. Now, don't get me wrong, phones have many wonderful uses. You can call an Uber with the tap of a button, you can call friends from the other side of the world, call an ambulance, navigate a city with maps that you've never been to before.
One of the effects of having phone addiction is that you get distracted easily and neglect your responsibility. Just like this girl over here. She was doing her work when her attention went to her phone. Instead of completing her task, she continued using it. Even when she noticed her work is there, she still uses it and neglect it instead. The next effect is when you don't even realize how long you've been using your phone in a day and forget the time in the real world. Like this girl over here, she has used all of her time while being active with her phone for her own pleasure and amusement. She does not realize the time that passes by and continued using it. Her thoughts being filled with only with her phone, playing games, watching videos, using her social media.
It can be hard to put your phone down. Take for example the game Candy Crush. As you play the game, you achieve small goals, causing your brain to be rewarded with little bursts of dopamine. And eventually you're rewarded in the game with new content. This novelty also gives little bursts of dopamine and together create what is known as a compulsion loop, which just happens to be the same loop responsible for the behaviors associated with nicotine or cocaine. Our brains are hardwired to make us novelty seeking, and this is why apps on our phones are designed to constantly provide us with new content, making them hard to put down. As a result, 93% of young people aged 18 to 29 report using their smartphone as a tool to avoid boredom, as opposed to other activities like reading a book or engaging with people around them. This has created a new term, nomophobia, the fear or anxiety of being without your phone.
When she notices that the sky has already turned dark. Uh-oh! The next effect is that you tend to lose your sleep. This girl slept late the night before and now has trouble waking herself up.
Your smartphone can also disrupt your sleep. The screen emits a blue light which has been shown to alter our circadian rhythms, diminishing the time spent in deep sleep, which is linked to the development of diabetes, cancer, and obesity. Studies have shown that people who read on their smartphone at night have a harder time falling asleep and produce less melatonin, a hormone responsible for the regulation of sleep-wake cycles. Harvard Medical School advises the last 2 to 3 hours before bed be technology-free, so pick up a book before bed instead.
Look at her. Now she's really regretting it. Sad. The next effect relates with the previous one. Due to the previous actions, such as sleeping late, this can lead your performance in your daily life to be disturbed. She is too exhausted to pay attention to the lesson that was being taught to the class. Lastly, having a phone addiction can also affect your relationship with the people around you. You rather spend time with your phone than socialize with others. Rather than wanting to spend time with her friend, she preferred using her phone instead.
Cue is basically a signal that it's time to move on, to do something new, to do something different. And think about newspapers. Eventually you get to the end, you fold the newspaper away, you put it aside. The same with magazines, books, you get to the end of a chapter, prompts you to consider whether you want to continue. You watched a show on TV, eventually the show would end and then you'd have a week until the next one came. So there were stopping cues everywhere. But the way we consume media today is such that there are no stopping cues. The newsfeed just rolls on and everything's bottomless. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email, text messaging, the news. And when you do check all sorts of other sources, you can just keep going on and on and on.
This person has brought her phone to the dining table. You should not do this, as it prevents you from properly eating your dinner, as well as distancing you from your loved ones. You're gonna be okay not eating properly? Instead, you should put your phone away. Hey, put your phone away. Good. This way, you will not get distracted during meals, as well as getting more time to communicate and spend time with your loved ones.
Every day, like eating dinner. Sometimes I'll be alone, sometimes with other people, sometimes in a restaurant, sometimes at home. But the rule that I've adopted is I will never use my phone at the table. It's far away as possible. Because we're really bad at resisting temptation, but when you have a stopping cue that every time dinner begins, my phone goes far away, you avoid temptation altogether. At first, it hurts. I had massive FOMO. I struggled. But what happens is you get used to it. You overcome the withdrawal the same way you would from a drug. And what happens is life becomes more colorful, richer, more interesting. You have better conversations. You really connect with the people who are there with you. I think it's a fantastic strategy. And we know it works because when people do this, and I've tracked a whole lot of people who have tried this, it expands. They feel so good about it that they start doing it for the first hour of the day in the morning. They start putting their phones on airplane mode on the weekend. That way your phone remains a camera, but it's no longer a phone. It's a really powerful idea, and we know people feel much better about their lives when they do this.
Sometimes, spending all of your free time on your phone can cause you more harm than good. You would probably gain more stress from the upsetting thing you'd just come across, or read. Instead, why not pick up that book you've been holding off on? Read that book during your free time. It is way more relaxing, and you even get to gain more knowledge, and you'd probably pick up a new word or two.
Another way to stop phone addiction is by not using your phone before bedtime. Scientists have proven that the light emitted from smartphones stops the production of melatonin, the hormone which keeps us sleepy. This is why we feel so wide awake, even though in all actuality, our bodies are really tired. Instead, you should go to sleep. Go get your beauty sleep. Stop watching those YouTube videos. Stop scrolling through Instagram. Go get your beauty sleep.
Playing with her phone, where she didn't realize a car was about to hit her. And then she thought, just a while ago, if she decided to ignore her notification and focused on crossing the road, it wouldn't happen. So, later lah.
So what's the take home here? You know, screens are miraculous. I've already said that, and I feel that it's true. But the way we use them is a lot like driving down a really fast, long road. And you're in a car where the accelerator is mashed to the floor. It's kind of hard to reach the brake pedal. And you've got a choice. You can either glide by past, say, the beautiful ocean scenes and take snaps out the window, and that's the easy thing to do. Or you can go out of your way to move the car to the side of the road, to push that brake pedal, to get out, take off your shoes and socks, take a couple of steps onto the sand, feel what the sand feels like under your feet, walk to the ocean and let the ocean lap at your ankles. Your life will be richer and more meaningful because you breathe in that experience and because you've left your phone in the car. Thank you.
Smartphones, they are undeniably really useful and really convenient for each and every one of us. Everything just comes one finger away. Isn't that great? But are we really that smart to be using smartphone these days? Be smart while using your smartphone.